Hello, and welcome to Mercer Intramural's new captain's video for the fall 2011 flag football season. Today we will be going over the Mercer Intramural's policies and procedures in addition to the rules of flag football. There are a number of reasons you might be watching this video. For starters, you need to watch the video and score 100 on the captain's quiz on imleagues.com by 2 p.m. the day of your first scheduled game in order to be eligible to participate and maintain ACC points. You might be watching simply to learn more about the rules of flag football, or you might be seeking more information regarding our department's policies and procedures. Regardless of any other reason you may be watching this video, remember that it is absolutely necessary to share this information with your team. We highly encourage you to recommend to your teammates that they watch this video as well. Regardless of whether your teammates watch this video, you are responsible for ensuring that they understand and follow all of the policies, procedures, and rules detailed in this presentation.
The Intramural Sports Department at Mercer University is a student-led organization. The program relies on the efforts of student staff to run smoothly. Respect and courtesy is expected from participants and spectators towards intramural staff members, other participants, and other spectators. Participating in intramural sports is as much of a learning experience as a recreational activity. Learning to coexist with others is vital to your growth as both a human being and a Mercerian. Intramurals are intended to be recreational activities. Please treat them as such.
In order to sign up to play intramural sports at Mercer University, you must make an IMLeagues account at imleagues.com. After you have made an account, you may join one same-gender team and one co-rec team for each sport. After signing on to a team, you still have to bring either a government-issued photo ID or a bear card to sign in at the game site. Failure to bring one of these things will result in you not being eligible to play that day. All faculty, staff, and students are eligible to participate in intramural sports. Players that are currently under suspension are not allowed to participate.
Intercollegiate athletes are ineligible until 365 days or one intramural season, whichever is greater, after their affiliation with the team ends. Varsity coaches will be handled on a case-by-case basis. A team that uses an ineligible player will forfeit the contest in which that player was on the roster. Teams must formalize rosters on imleagues.com by 2 p.m. the day of the game. Once a player signs onto a team, he or she is locked onto that team. Rosters are frozen in the playoffs and no one may be added at this time. The most debated and consistent issue the program has with participants is when a competition has to be forfeited. Game time is forfeit time. No matter what has happened in the past, this policy will be enforced consistently. Being a couple of minutes late is still late and will result in a forfeit if your team does not have the minimum number of competitors for the sport. Forfeits will result in a loss and forfeiture of ACC points. A team that forfeits twice will be dropped from the league. We recommend that captains tell their teams to be on site 15 minutes prior to game time.
If a team knows in advance that they will not be able to play a scheduled contest, they may default. To default, a member of the team must come into the intramural sports office and fill out a default form. This form must be filled out by 4 p.m. the day of the contest and 4 p.m. Friday for Sunday contests. Please note that a team may only default 50% of their regular season games. Defaulting more than 50% will result in that team being dropped from the league.
Any team that does not have the minimum number of players registered on IMLeagues by 2 p.m. the day of the contest will automatically default any games scheduled that day. In addition, we have a new policy. If a team has a participant show up to the game site that is not on the roster, then that participant may use the new one-time entry form. Up to 2 players may use the one-time entry form for each team at each contest. In order to use the one-time entry form, you must have a valid bear card. We cannot accept any other form of ID with this form. Also, any participant wanting to use this form cannot have played with any other team in that league and must be an eligible participant under the Mercer Intramural's policies and procedures. Once a participant fills out this form, they will be allowed to play in the contest that night. Then they will have until 2 p.m. the following business day to join the team on imleaks.com. If a participant fails to join the team by the given deadline, or if they are found to be ineligible, the team they played with will forfeit that contest, and that participant will not be allowed to use a one-time entry form again for that sport. A participant may use the one-time entry form once per league, assuming that the participant has properly followed the one-time entry form procedures.
At the conclusion of each contest, the field supervisor and officials will assign a sportsmanship grade, 0 through 4 in whole number increments, to each team. Captains must sign the score sheet after the grade and final score are placed. Captains, please do not sign the score sheet if this information is not there. Teams that do not achieve a 2.5 or better will not make the playoffs. Also, teams that fall below a 2.5 in the playoffs will be removed from the bracket. Teams forfeiting a game for any reason may not receive higher than a 2, and the winning team receives a 3. If a team defaults, both teams receive a 3. If a team captain feels that the officials have erred in the application of a rule, they may protest the ruling. This must be done prior to the next play. The supervisor will then be consulted and will make a decision. If the team still doesn't agree with the application, they may submit a written proposal to the assistant director. Please note that only the application of a rule can be protested. Judgment calls made by officials are final and may not be protested.
In the event of inclement weather, intramural activities are subject to cancellation. The decision to cancel games will not be made prior to 4 p.m. the day of the contest. If this happens, the intramural sports staff will update a voicemail message with important information on the day's events and send a message to all participants via imleagues.com. Please note, regular season games are not rescheduled. Also, we do not allow the use of tobacco or alcohol on or in any of our facilities.
Please note that the location of the intramural fields for this year have changed. One field will be known as the intramural softball field, which is located beyond the outfield fence of the Mercer softball field. The second field will be known as the intramural lacrosse field and is located beyond the Mercer soccer stadium. Please note the locations on the provided campus map and be aware of the new locations and inform your team.
Please note that walking across the athletic practice field in between the varsity soccer stadium and the IM lacrosse field is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. This applies to both teams and their spectators. Please walk to the outside of the black fence on the left side of the field or follow the yellow rope around the right side of the field.
The Mercer Intramural flag football fields are 80 yards by 40 yards with 10-yard end zones. The field of play is marked in 20-yard intervals and an X marks the 14-yard line.
The official ball shall be pebble-grained leather or rubber covered and meet the recommendations of size and shape for a regulation football. There are no requirements regarding ball pressure and markings. Men shall use the regular size ball only. Regular, intermediate, or youth-sized footballs may be used for women's and co-rec games. The referee shall be the sole judge of any ball offered for play. Any ball used in a game must be available for both teams to use.
To participate in Mercer intramurals, players must wear jerseys with numbers. Jerseys are available for checkout from the intramural sports staff. In order to wear a jersey provided by Intramural Sports, the participant must wear a t-shirt that entirely covers the armpit area. If teams choose to use their own jerseys, they must be of similar color and must not contain any inappropriate designs or markings. All jerseys must be tucked in. For flag football, participants must also wear athletic shorts or pants without pockets. Taping pockets closed or flipping pockets inside is unacceptable for play. Cleats are not mandatory, but if worn, they may not have metal parts. No jewelry, including earrings and Livestrong bracelets, is not allowed, unless it serves a religious or medical purpose. Players who are not properly equipped must leave the field until they have resolved the issue.
In addition to the equipment already mentioned, All players must wear a flag belt. Mercer Intramurals provides flag belts, but participants may provide their own if they are of the triple threat style, meaning that 3 flags are permanently attached with 1 on each side and 1 in the rear. In addition, a participant's flags must be of a different color than his or her shorts, and the belt must be completely visible at all times. The belt may not be attached with anything other than the permanently attached clip.
This is an example of how to properly secure a flag belt. 1 flag is in back and 1 is on each side. This player is illegally equipped because she has on jewelry and because her flags are the same color as her shorts. This player is illegally equipped because her flags are not in the correct positions. This player is illegally equipped because he has on pockets, which are not allowed under any circumstances in Mercer Intramurals flag football.